Well, I finally got a chance to watch Justice League Warworld, which was teased by the other Tomorrowverse films. Most notably Legion of Superheroes, Supergirl, which I did enjoy. I liked that one. That was one of their best ones. I didn't like this one. It's not horrible, but I just wasn't all that taken with it. It's just three fantasy stories of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman in these different vignettes. So Wonder Woman is in the place of Clint Eastwood in a Western, and they have Jonah Hex depicted as a villain. I didn't care for that too much, but that's the way it was. And then Batlash shows up. But if you know any of the DC Western characters, you'd recognize them. And it's just a basic thing of she's the stranger who comes in town to save the people being put upon by the villains, and so she does. And but mysteriously she can't quite remember who she is, how she got there, and she doesn't quite understand or how she has the powers she does. But surprisingly, at first, she was using her lasso to fight the thugs and gunmen and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, she grabs a gun and starts shooting people. And it's like, which would be in character. They always have her grabbing axes and or swords and stuff on occasion. She picked up a gun and started blowing these guys away. Part of there's some harsh language here and there, and then of course the violence gives it its R rating. So there you go. So then it goes off into the next story, which is Batman basically being Conan the Barbarian, featuring the character Warlord, which again you have to be familiar with DC Comics to understand who that guy is and all that. And then there's his long trek to take on this evil sorcerer and all of that. And once again, Batman, Bruce Wayne, what have you, doesn't remember who he is. But then, he knows there's something off. And at the conclusion of the battle, which he encounters Wonder Woman in there, and she doesn't remember who she is. And she's some woman who's been held in captivity by the evil sorcerer, and then suddenly realizes, hey, I got superpowers. So they have this big battle in this treasure room, which is just gold everywhere and all this stuff. And then they discover, oh, there's a secret door, and they go through it. And then the next story is Superman's story, which is all in black and white, and has nods to War of the Worlds and old 50s sci-fi stuff. But ultimately, in a lot of ways, this one is the worst of the bunch because it's just a top-to-bottom ripoff of the Twilight Zone episode where there's people end up in this snowed-in diner, and they realize one of the people in there is an alien because there's been a crashed spaceship outside. And so the whole plot is that. And then it ends up they discover these are all white Martians having been recruited by Mongol in order to gain control of Warworld, which is posited here as a planet world-ending weapon that he wants control of and all that. Turns out the Martians hold the key to it, and Martian Manhunter was also captured, and his psychic abilities was used to put Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman into those imaginary worlds and all that sort of... It just wasn't very good. And then suddenly it ends with a woman with flaming hair, whom I'm assuming is the animated version of Harbinger, and she swoops Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman away, telling them that they're needed for a multiverse-threatening crisis. So Crisis on Infinite Earths will, of course, be the next film they go to, which I guess is how they'll wrap up Tomorrowverse, because going forward, all DC product will be related to the DCU, and that includes animation. So I guess they'll have to hurry up and wrap this up, which never really got a chance. But it had some good moments, and I'm guessing, as far as I know, the Crisis on Infinite Earths movie will be the only one left to do. Nothing official saying they're not going to do any more or anything, or they'll weave it into DCU, I rather doubt it. But then again, I don't know. The reboot could do whatever it wants. But it was interesting. The dialogue in this Warworld movie is, it seemed to indicate that the Wonder Woman they're with right now is not their Wonder Woman. They seem to, and their memories have. I don't even know if they restored their memories yet. They didn't seem to quite have it back yet towards the end there. But that was interesting that we've seen the Wonder Woman from the Golden Age, but that was also revealed to have been another Earth, and she might be someone from some other universe, and because she started recognizing Clark, and it says, well, you're so young, as if her Superman is much older, and almost seemed to have a romantic interest in him there briefly, which suggests either she's from another universe or she's from the future. And I don't know. I think they were toying with a Kingdom Come idea, but they scrapped it. I'm kind of blanking on that. That would be cool to see. But Crisis on Infinite Earths will be the next one they do, which I imagine is to go ahead and say, well, that's it for this little animated universe thing. And we'll do another one, but it won't be its own thing. It'll be connected to the live action films and TV shows. So my guess is that's the thinking. So whatever they might have had planned, got to rein that in, But I mean, they could still do it as Elseworlds, But I guess, just too much stuff on the table and only so many resources. So that's how that goes. Anyway, Warworld. So far, the Supergirl Legion of Superheroes was pretty good. The Justice Society one was very good. And then, of course, Long Halloween was good. And that's that. Green Lantern wasn't very good at all. And neither was this one, which is unfortunate. But can't always hit home runs,